I'm so glad you're here listening to the Sustain Your Passion podcast. I'm Genesis, your host and business development expert. If you're ready to make a bigger impact and income while helping others, then you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to help you sustain your passion. Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of Sustain Your Passion. I'm so excited to be talking with you today about one of the things that if I could just give all of my clients big, huge hugs and tell them 3 little words, this is what I would tell them. Stop thinking small. And I know, when you're a new entrepreneur, when you are new to making money with your brain as a coach, it's insane. Like, it literally feels unreal that you just got paid anything for your own product or own program, own offer that you just created out of thin air with your brain. So you're like, well, I'm just so grateful to make any money that I'm just gonna keep trying to make like $100 sale at a time. But I really want you to hear me on this episode. Stop thinking small. And here's why. When I first was getting started, at this point, gosh, we're talking like 7 years ago, which is so freaking weird. But I remember I was wrapping up grad school and I was thinking about I was working my first full-time professional job second, I guess technically. And at that point I was like, I just really want an online business. I want to be making additional income from my home that I could make on top of my full-time job. And because of that, I was thinking super practically about everything. I was thinking about, well, what's going to be the least cost to get into? What's going to give me the most reward back? And realistically, I was mitigating as much risk as I possibly could. But not really, because I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. I was thinking so small. And I am so grateful that 7 years ago, I didn't get called up on the MLM wait line I was in to join an MLM, because I ended up starting my own actual business a year later or 2 years later. But it's because I was thinking so small that sounded like a good opportunity. It's because I was just thinking about making just a little bit of extra money on the side, really just trying to be so appreciative of anything, and just really doubted myself so much that I was thinking, well, even if I could just make like a couple $100 a month, that it'd be worth putting in like all weekend, because I was making money from my home. It's all I knew at the point to be asking for, so it's all I thought I could achieve. But that's why I'm recording this episode, because if you're here listening to it, I just want you to know that there are enough resources out on YouTube, out on free podcasts like this. This is totally free, accurate, current, real business education that you do not need to be thinking so small. We are in fucking 2023. Y'all are listening to me around the world. Stop thinking so small. Whatever you're working on in your business, I just want to encourage you, stop thinking so small. So here's why I'm talking about this today. I was actually working with a client today, and she is a client that I have this feature with that's called Marco Polo, which, if you don't know, is like a video messaging app. And so, I'll often get messages from her where she's like in the thick of it. She's like in the thick of analysis paralysis as a fellow ADHD entrepreneur. Like, well, I have this fun idea, but not getting to work on that fun idea because I said I would do this bigger thing like 3 weeks ago is draining me, because I really just want to do this fun little thing, but I'm working towards this bigger dream, and that tension was really frustrating for her. And I remember that feeling when I first was starting to make sales as a coach. So, not when I was dreaming of MLMs making a few $100, but like a couple years later, started my own coaching business, actually got it up and running, and committed to selling a program for $3,000, a long-term, fully transformative coaching program. It was a career coaching program. Now, I remember struggling with the same thing that she was, which she's working on developing her webinar right now to sell her over $1,000 program. But she's really excited about a topic that she wants to turn into a workshop. And here was my advice for her. That workshop idea can be content. Use that inspiration and that fun pop-up of, ooh, I could make this other thing that is super common for ADHD entrepreneurs to inspire you to post more. And tweak it just a teensy tiny bit so that it actually finds you ideal clients for your bigger offer. So I experienced this too, where I actually just had this come up for me, where I really wanted to do a 1 day only social media management, like social media strategy, like workshop. And it was just going to be a one-time masterclass. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, wait, what if I just made a podcast episode about like my top social media hacks? So I recorded that and started talking about it a lot and realized people really like this idea. People want to hear from me more about social media. And I, after sitting down and looking at it, realized like I have been posting for businesses, like not even my business, but like lots of businesses over multiple roles I've had for over 10 years, probably more, like closer to 15. And I was like, wow, I have a lot to share in this area. I could totally flip my business, right? I could go from, I'm more on the business development side right now. So if you have an idea and you're trying to build that out, like I can help you. I know for sure I can help you. And if you're a coach, I can help you think of your first $1,000 offer and sell it. Like I know for sure I could help you with that. But I also could help someone with their social media marketing and strategy, right? And so thinking about it from this lens of, well, I could make a single one-time workshop, or I could incorporate this topic into helping sell Passion to Paychecks, my long-term program that also covers social media marketing. That was a more strategic place for me to take that current interest of, ooh, social media marketing is fun to teach about, and tailor that into, I'm going to help sell Passion to Paychecks with this fun and shiny object that's here right now. And as an ADHDer, you've probably heard like shiny object syndrome or squirrel brain, where like, you want to sell your $1,000 plus coaching program. Of course, like, you want to sell that. You want clients in it. You've been working on it for months, maybe years. Like, you have put so much of your heart into it and you are ready for clients in it. You're actively selling it. But then a new fun idea comes up and it's like, well, crap. I want to work on that. Like, I don't want to sell this big thing. And so to me, I want you to think bigger, right? So stop thinking so small about, oh, this is a fun idea. Let me just make this one little thing over here, this one little workshop like I was going to do, right? And instead, take that one idea and actually spread it out into your social media marketing plans so that it is positioning you as an expert in that topic and bringing in people that are interested in that topic and then incorporating that into your main program. Because once you have someone in your primary program, you are going to work with them for so much longer. You're going to get to talk to them about those interesting topics that came up for you that like you wanted to do as workshops. And because that's what attracted them through your social media to end up buying your full coaching program, you're also going to be bringing that new life and that new energy that you're excited about into your business. And so you're getting the satisfaction of working on the topic that's fun, right? You get to research it, create content for it, talk about it, but you're not throwing off your strategy of, well, I'm trying to sell my big coaching program, but I'm actually getting, these minor sales over here, because none of those people are guaranteed to buy your coaching program later. And when you had them interested and excited with you about a topic, you pitched them your smaller offer instead of believing and not thinking small and believing that they could actually fit into your bigger program. Now, I know that this is really difficult to grasp if you're like, but I really want to do this other thing. So I'm going to talk about that too, because I'm actually running a social media marketing course right now, which is not Passion Paychecks. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things about how that launch is going and why I wish that I had had the advice to stop thinking so small recently. So I'm positioning this as a course right now, right? And I thankfully didn't just do a standalone course, and I'm not thinking about this as a standalone course. I have multiple clients in this program right now, like in this course right now, that I expect may never buy from me. I don't know if they ever will. I'm viewing this as an add-on course that I'm going to add into Passion to Paychecks later. So I'm using this course right now. I got enough sales in it to feel inspired to make it and found enough people that are interested in the topic to feed me content ideas. But because I'm not thinking small anymore and I'm thinking about my business in a long-term type of way, I know that this one standalone course isn't something I'm going to sell that often. I'll sell it this week because I'm hyped about it and I'm going to try and record all the content for it this week. But then my plan is, I don't know when I'm going to sell it again, because I'm going to incorporate it into Passion to Paychecks as a bonus. Because to me, especially with ADHD, it is so easy for me to get excited by these small ideas. Because like right now, it's for sale for like $125. I'm selling it super cheap because I don't really need the money. I just need the accountability to do it. But I know that people look at me as someone that has a lot of expertise in social media, and I don't like answering social media technical how-to questions all the time in my coaching program, Passion to Paychecks. But I do get a lot of those types of questions because it's one of the most exciting parts of being an online entrepreneur. Even though to me, it's one of the, it's an important part. Don't get me wrong. But it is not the most important part. Like your offer development is the most important part and your brand development. But your marketing is super fucking important to actually making sales. So, you know, I don't know that I want to position those as like which is more important because they're both really important. But anyway, I'm not thinking small about this course because I know that what it's going to do is it's going to add value to my signature coaching program. And it's going to allow me to bake into my regularly scheduled marketing strategy and content, my topics that I talk about with more authority, because now when you buy Passion to Paychecks, you're not only getting my 6 months coaching program that helps you develop your first $1,000 coaching program so that you can confidently sell it and all the tools of how to do that. You're also going to get a 6-lesson course in social media marketing. Like, what? That is massive value. And if I were to try to sell that as a standalone product, I would probably be selling this course for like upwards of $1,000, like probably somewhere between $800 and $1,200. And that would be a big offer to be selling. So I would be basically splitting my clients and my community and my audience into either one program or the other, right? It would be less common that someone would buy both of my programs at that point, Passion to Paychecks and a social media marketing course. So to me, rather than thinking small about this idea, I decided, okay, let me put some feelers out there into my marketing. Okay, whoa, I got a lot of responses about it. Let me see if anybody wants to pay for me to record this content, which is how I thought about it. Found a couple clients that were interested in it, got them into a Facebook group. I'm holding myself accountable, teaching these lessons. But because I'm not thinking small, I'm viewing how this course is actually going to slot in to my overall product suite. And I might pop up here and there, maybe like quarterly or twice a year or something and sell this course just to keep positioning myself as an expert and someone that knows social media management. But the bigger picture is that I want more people in Passionate Paychecks than I do in this one standalone course. So this course is designed in the grand scheme of my business and my brand as a way to position myself as an expert, not as an income source alone. Like, I'm not viewing this as like a plan that I view like a lot of my income coming from sales on this course, but rather it is a topic that's super important that I want to incorporate into my primary income source, which is Passionate Paychecks. So if you have an idea in your business that you've been noodling on, that you've been thinking about and really having fun with, and it's exciting to you, but it feels like it's maybe like in the wrong direction or like a distraction or feels separate from your primary offer, like the main thing you do, I want you to just pause and think about how can you incorporate this fun topic into your social media marketing strategy just for this week. Like, just make a couple posts about it and see how people respond before you dive in and totally change what you're working on developing and selling. Because you only have so much airtime in people's lives. Like, in a given week, your posts, your words, your emails, your voice, your thoughts will only impact your audience so much, right? Like, people are busy. They're inundated with marketing messages and ads and like logos and brands and content all the time. So you only get like a sliver of their attention. Don't muddy it. Rather, take your fun, shiny ideas and incorporate it into your overall transformative brand so that when people think of you, they still think of you as the expert in your niche, because you could find a way to fit it. And if you can't, as like good brand management would go, you shouldn't be doing it then, which is the hard part of like keeping a brand clear, right? Which is the antithesis of why especially ADHD entrepreneurs started their business. But that's why I'd say, like, if you're attracted to it, chances are there is a way for you to incorporate it into your bigger offer. You just haven't thought about it yet because you're thinking really small about this one idea. And you're kind of just viewing it as like, what is this one fun cash grab that I could do because it's shiny and sparkly and fun right now, versus thinking, how do I take this fun, shiny new idea and incorporate it into my larger business strategy and my brand overall and my offer suite that exists right now? Because there is nothing more frustrating than actually like half-assing a launch that you really expected to go really well because you were so excited about it, and then nobody buys or only a couple people buys. That hit to your confidence will take so much longer for you to recover from in the grand scheme of running your business and marketing your other products than stopping and figuring out, if I don't do this as a standalone workshop, how could I make this fit? Or if I do this as a standalone workshop, where will it go afterwards? And if I don't make enough money to feel like, oh wow, that was like super awesome, like successful workshop that I just randomly launched and gave like a really short launch window to be successful, is that okay? Because then you know you're actually using it for something else. And if you're sitting there thinking like, well, I actually don't have a signature program developed, I don't know what my like bigger idea would be, please book your free business strategy session with me. That is literally where I will help you take your idea and think bigger about it, because I am not in the business of helping side hustlers. I think that entrepreneurship as your sole income is so fucking awesome that I want to help everyone do this. And I don't want you thinking small about your ideas just because you haven't thought about how transformative it really could be if you developed a full program around your idea. And maybe you even know that it does take a long time to reach the full outcomes that you want to help your clients reach, but you haven't thought about what all would need to go into your program to feel confident that in, 3 months or 6 months or whatever your program's going to be, you actually could get your clients to those results. Because if you're only thinking about one session at a time, or even like 3 or 4 sessions at a time, like coaching sessions, you just cannot promise the same type of results. You don't have enough time. But if you have a longer program, a more expensive program, something people are really committed to and involved in and invested in, you can promise some big results because you have way more time to help get them there and help them work through their blocks and teach them everything they need to know to get there. Like, helping you stop thinking small is one teensy itsy bitsy piece of Passion to Paychecks, but it is weaved throughout it in so many ways, because I'm not helping you build a business that is a side hustle that's going to make you $1,000 this year. I'm helping you build a business that's going to be sustainable, that can grow into your entire income, because you have products that actually you can sell and make, 25% of your income in one sale that month. Like, that is possible for you. And if you are creative and you have awesome ideas and you just haven't figured out how to piece it together into a whole business plan, that is what my free business strategy sessions are for. So find me on social media, shoot me a message, and we can get you booked. Also, starting with a webinar that's linked on my Instagram is the best option for everyone. It actually points you to the free business strategy call. So if you're interested in that, I would recommend you start with my webinar, because it actually teaches you my business strategy in general, which includes a lot of the concepts I've talked about on this episode and previous ones. So come and find me on social media. Let's talk. Let's get your business bigger and get that idea out there so you can start making sales and really turn your passion into your paychecks too. All right, everyone, I hope this episode was helpful. I know it's a bit shorter today, but I just wanted to really remind you to stop thinking small about your ideas. Think about how everything can work together so you can be thinking smarter, not harder, and really just get your voice out there sooner, rather than keeping ideas for these little offers hidden and then create it in these pop-up workshops. Rather, think about how it can all weave together and incorporate it into your overall business's brand so that it all makes sense and it all is good, rather than separating them out into smaller pieces. Think about one cohesive, transformative brand and your one mega offer, because that's how you're going to see your income shoot up, is by selling that mega offer over and over. Okay, everyone, I hope this was helpful. Talk to you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Sustain Your Passion podcast. If this episode helped you gain a bit more clarity, courage, or confidence, please share it with your friends on social media or in a text. It would mean the world to me. Thanks in advance for sharing this episode. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.